Before modern machines, before factories, before precision engineering, there were only craftsmen, and among them, the blacksmith. The first guns were not complex machines, they were simple. A metal tube sealed at one end with a small opening for ignition. Inside, a mixture of powder would ignite and force something out of the barrel. The earliest versions were crude, unreliable, sometimes dangerous, even to the person using them. But they introduced something new: controlled force. Blacksmiths were essential in their creation because early guns depended on something most people didn't understand: metal. The barrel had to be strong enough to contain pressure, but not so brittle that it would crack. The shape had to be precise. The thickness had to be consistent. Too weak, and the barrel could fail. Too thick, and it would not function properly. Each piece was shaped by hand, hammered, heated, formed slowly over time. There were no assembly lines, no mass production, only knowledge, passed from one craftsman to another. Over time, designs improved. Ignition systems became more reliable. Mechanisms became more precise. But the foundation never changed. Every early firearm began the same way, with a blacksmith, understanding heat, pressure, and the limits of metal. The first guns changed everything, but they had a problem. They were slow, very slow. After each shot, the entire process had to begin again. Powder had to be measured, poured carefully into the barrel, then a projectile placed inside, packed tightly, and finally, ignited. Each step took time, and each step had to be done correctly. Too much powder and the pressure could become dangerous. Too little, and the shot would be weak. Moisture could ruin the powder. Wind could interfere with ignition. Even a small mistake could stop the process completely. Blacksmiths built the metal, but the entire system depended on precision. And early designs had very little room for error. There were no cartridges, no quick reloads, no modern mechanisms, just a sequence of steps, repeated every time, which meant after one shot, there was a pause. And in that pause, everything depended on how fast you could do it again. The first guns introduced controlled force, but they also introduced something else: time, and for a long time, that made all the difference.